Don't look so surprised. Yes, I am the Vault Keeper. I've been invited by the Crypt Keeper to tell one of my better stories to you. And in return, I've asked him to relate one of his chillers in my magazine, The Vault of Horror. So come in and relax. We can hold hands. I have a whole casket full of them. Settle back now and let me spin the yarn I call The Curse of the Arnold Clan. It is the evening of December 31st, 1950, New Year's Eve. At the home of Robert and Bess Arnold, we find them engrossed in hectic preparations for a party.
Oh, Robert, how could you be so thoughtless as to forget to pick up your costume from the store?
Well, there's no use crying over spilt milk. Store's closed now. I'll just have to go without. Wait a minute. Up in the attic. There's lots of old clothes up there. Clothes worn by my ancestors generations ago. I'll run up and have a look.
Well, I hope you find something. And hurry, dear. It's getting late.
Haven't been up here since I was a kid. Confound it. I'm certain those old clothes were in one of these trunks. Maybe that one over there in the corner. Ah, here's what I was looking for. Hope they fit. Don't want to... Say, what's this? An old book. The Curse of the Arnold Clan. Never saw this before. A book telling all about my ancestors. Written in 1903, almost 50 years ago. Wonder what it says. 1750. The first of the Arnolds, Jeremiah, lies in his deathbed with his two sons, Jason and George, at his side.
My sons, I shall soon be of another world. I leave a will stating that my wealth is to be divided between thee both on January 1st, 1751. Use the money wisely.
But one son, Jason Arnold, brooded and sulked as New Year's Day moved closer. Ever closer.
I shall not share father's wealth with George. I am older than he. I should have it all. I will not be done out of it.
And by New Year's Eve, Jason had decided.
Jason, 'tis New Year's Eve. Why do you bring me out here in this wilds? Why?
Patience, George. I have something to show thee. There, George. There before thee is what I have brought thee to see.
Jason, be ye daft? On such a freezing eve you bring me out here to gaze at a mere hole in the earth?
'Tis no mere hole in the earth, George. 'Tis thy grave it be.
Jason tossed his brother's limp form into the gaping hole and heaped the cold, moist dirt upon him. Suddenly...
Jason!
What? 'Tis George, calling to me from his grave.
Jason! I curse thee, Jason! I curse thee and thy descendants! Every 50 years on New Year's Eve, the eldest of thy descendants shall be buried alive. This be my curse, brother Jason!
In a fearful state, Jason finished his work and returned home. He received the entire inheritance, but he lived in fear.
Going crazy. Can't forget George's curse. If I be alive in 50 years, I will be the eldest Arnold. Mayhap if I give him a decent burial, the curse will not occur.
And so it was that with the spring thaw, George's body was found and later laid to rest in a mausoleum.
Here, my brother,
I bury thee with thy trusty musket and powder horn in the hope that now, at last, you will set my mind at rest. But Jason found no peace. He squandered all his wealth trying to find happiness, and on New Year's Eve, 50 years later, while cowering in his cellar, his house collapsed, and Jason was buried alive. The first curse of the Arnold clan had come to pass.
Quite a treasury of information, eh? What would you do if you were reading that book and it was about your family? Of course, you'd read on, and that's just what Robert Arnold did.
Jason Arnold had died in 1800, and for the next 50 years all was well, until New Year's Eve, 1850.
The Arnold curse shan't work on me. I've lived in this wilderness for years, all alone. I'll not be buried under a falling house or any such thing.
No, there were no buildings or people by which Albert Arnold could be harmed. Nothing except...
What? Quicksand! I'm trapped in a bog of quicksand! Help! Help! I'll be buried alive!
And for the second time, the curse of the Arnold clan had taken its toll. It was the same in 1900. On New Year's Eve, William Arnold, while working the night shift in a coal mine, was trapped in a shaft cave-in. That's all there is. Let's see. Last time was in 1900, then the next time will be New Year's Eve 1950. Good gosh! That's tonight! And I'm the oldest living Arnold. Ha! Why, it's ridiculous. Those deaths were only a lot of freak accidents. What nonsense. Nothing's going to happen to me. I found a honey of a colonial costume, dear. I'll be ready in a few minutes.
Please hurry, Robert. We're late now.
Well, Robert and Bess went to the party. They had a gay time laughing, drinking, dancing. And then the host made an announcement. Ha ha ha! That's right, folks, a scavenger hunt. Everyone will draw a ticket, and the first person to bring back whatever's written on their tickets gets a prize. Come on!
Oh, goodness. I have to bring back a moose head.
Gosh, I have to find an old musket and a powder horn. Where the devil will I... Hey... My ancestor George Arnold was buried with a musket and powder horn. And the cemetery isn't far from here either. Cemetery is just ahead. I'll have that musket and powder horn before the others even start. I'll have to sneak in. The caretaker would never let me in this time of night, especially in this getup. There's the mausoleum over there. Boy, this place is weird. Hope this doesn't take long. I'm in luck. This door is so old, the lock has just about rusted away. I could have opened it with a hairpin. Ah, here it is. The last resting place of George Arnold. Musket and powder horn should be inside. This slab is sure heavy. Whew. Boy, that was a job. What a smell. Here's the musket and... what's that? Blazes! The caretaker's coming to make his rounds. I can't let him find me here. What'll I do? He's coming closer. If he sees this open door, he'll investigate. I'll hide in one of the coffins. After he passes, I'll leave. Old George won't mind if I use his resting place for a while. Now to close this top. Hey, what happened? The lid! Great Scott! It locked when I shut it! I'm locked in! I can't get out! Help! Caretaker! Caretaker! Please help me! Get me out! I'll be buried alive! Please! Please! But the caretaker, his ears muffled against the cold, doesn't hear the cries for help that are being drowned out by the wintry gale, and he plods tiredly on. Robert's screams lasted for a long time, but finally, inexorably, they ceased, and then across the cemetery came the chimes of a church bell, tolling the hour of midnight. It was New Year's Eve, and the curse of the Arnold clan once again had come true. Ha 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 ha. Well, Robert really got himself into a grave situation, didn't he? Poor Robert. Too bad he had to go out with the old year. At least he won't have a New Year's hangover. No, Robert wasn't dead drunk. He was just dead. Well, visit with me in my magazine, The Vault of Horror. Drop in any old crime.